Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Perfect Tower 2. Today we'll look at the factory. First thing we'll do is we're going to tier up to tier 4 and then get up to speed where we can idle farm, and we'll also try to push further into the game. This gives me access to software called Critical Wave Jump. Let's say I did endless mode and I want to improve my score. I have 1% chance to skip a wave equivalent of 5% of my total, which makes the reruns much faster so I couldn't push further. It's pretty cool. This is my workshop, back to everything at 1. And now I'm going to use wave streaming, and it took me a few very short runs to be able to use that. So the first thing you're going to see is a run in the 2000s, and that's my first very good run. You won't see the whole thing. And this one will enable me to go into the best place, which is the underground, medium difficulty. And this is where I'll be able to idle farm my resources. I'll also be able to max out pretty much everything. You see right now, everything is tier 4. Maybe a couple of more expensive modules are not maxed out, but the rest are. And we complete wave 5800 and something. I get transmute. I don't use yellow ones yet because I don't use active modules yet, but 191 million per second. So we're all set to farm blocks. So soon we're going to do a push, but first let's look at construction firm. I'm going to go tier 5 so I can build every single building there is. And my plan is to max out every building I have, and it's not that difficult to do. Okay, factory. So that's what we're going to look at. And it took me 3 tries to come up with the footage that made sense. My goal in this episode is to have every single machine built, but you won't see the whole process. It was extremely tedious to filter what I show you and don't show you. This is just an overview, and there's plenty of guides. This is not a guide. Don't forget that this series is about my adventure, my impressions of the game and as I'm moving forward, and my progress. Here I'm clicking on the skills. I'll let you read them by yourself. But one thing about skills, eventually I'll get all these possible skills and continue to get skill point. And I ask on Discord, eventually I have an opportunity to spend unspent skill points. I think in MT6, if I'm not mistaken, which would be military tier 6, but I'm not certain exactly one. I think it's what it is, and I'm very ahead in terms of footage compared to videos, and I'm close to that, so I'll know. So this is the push. For some reason I'm using auto skip. Yeah, I'm putting bad sound effects. I still forget sometimes to put music and sound, but I think it's going to get better in the next few upcoming episodes. So we clear that zone, gives me access to the beach. Go back to town. One of the reasons why I'm pushing is so I can tier up again. So metallic rooms are done. Let's try the beach. 779 million % stronger mobs. Let's see if I'm able to do it. So everything is tier 4 once again, but not combustion because it's very expensive. Wave 97, so it looks like we're going to be able to use it and to clear it. I said use because I was showing that I'm not using any of the programs to make it as easy as possible, so I can push as far as possible. So we'll clear that. And then the next zone is, or region they call it, is the ocean. These are my workers. Right now I'm farming the highest ores in the mine automatically. Construction firm is now tier 5 and gives me access to beacons of power, defense, and wealth. It's 1% per level of each building. And you see the infinity sign. That means once I built and upgraded every single building, all I make is beacon of power, defense, and wealth non-stop to infinity. So I can become very, very, very strong, especially when I become very rich. Using the factory, you'll see that in a few episodes. There's going to be a huge explosion in income using producers in the factory. I was mentioning that in the comments in the previous video, by the way. I can see here region 15 is the highest. I don't know if there's more regions than this, but region 10 is the ocean. And let's see if I'm able to clear this. If not, well, I'll have to tear up to be able to do it. And I fail at 42, and I do get a module at least, so there's that. Earth impetus, so it's quite good. I'll have to find a module to eliminate to use this. This will do earth damage based on the distance of the mobs from the tower. It's like impetus but with earth damage. I like it. I'll equip it eventually. And I'm ready to tear up. One thing that caught my attention is boss number 2. I said boss? Oh. And I knew that next episode will be Statue of Cuba. So that's next episode. We'll look at that. It's going to be 2 bosses I'll have access to. And stay tuned for next episode on the Statue of Cuba. We'll look at the factory a little bit. There is a lot of fast forwards. The first thing I realize is when I start in the factory, because I'm a noob, is to buy all the stuff I can in the shop. You can buy up to tier 3, the yellowish items, but after that you have to we'll get back to this. Headquarters, I'm installing the critical wave jump, which is very useful, and here I'm just putting 5 hours of my colorful software. Okay, back to the factory. Ore lumps, you see that on the right, ore lumps? So you can take lower tier ore, turn them into some sort of dust, and then tear up your ores. Also, you can refine ore, and the most important machine will be the belt. Now, I'm going to build a presser here. Like I said, you won't see the process of building everything. It was so tedious. I really had to make a big cleanup in the footage. There's no point in showing you every single thing being built. Once again, there's plenty of guides out there. But I'm going to show you the belt being built. The belt will accelerate how fast you do your refining of ores. The ores that you get in the mine. And it's so slow at first, and I don't have access to the very high tier of ores. And here's the belt. I did a bit of a transition here to make it faster, so that's the belt. And that's in the next few episodes you're going to see sometimes factory. The belt will tend to be the highest building. Here I'm trying to build a crusher, and you're all going to make a little motor. It's pretty fun to do. It's kind of slow, but I really like the crafting. You take your time and you just, build stuff and make higher ores and this and that. It's just that it's complicated to make a video about it, at least for me. But for those plates, I didn't know how to make them. Dense plate. Okay, so I need stack plates. How do I make stack plate? Well, I need copper plates, and it's a recipe in the parts. Here I'm building my plates, but I can buy them too. Stack plates. So that's what I'm going to build. You need 9 normal plates. So that's what I'm going to do. Because I didn't know how. You see, I'm starting to have a few buildings now. Not buildings, but machines. I'm going to fast forward this part, so the pressure will make the items I need for my next machine. Do I have everything? I do. Mixer, there you go. Okay, and now the boiler, and you know how to make those cubes. You show recipe, and I have enough for 2 cubes or blocks. I don't know how to call them, cubes or blocks or whatever. And we're going to cut. This is what I was talking about. And I'm going to select them all. And look at that, if I add zeros. Look at the time, 9 hours, 92 hours, 9:20. So it makes no sense, right? That's because my belt is too low. And you see on the left, I just made a new belt, tier 2 belt. See? So I'm going to push the belt, make it higher and higher so I can be more efficient when I refine my ore, which will be extremely important, especially for producers. So the boiler, now I have everything I need, I believe. Okay, maybe I needed... Oh, I needed 4 blocks. Oh, okay. So here's my blocks. Yeah. Bang. Now I have the last building. Again, I call them building again. The last machine, and I have them all. That was my goal in this episode for the factory, just to show you everything that can... so that's all you need to do everything. Now I will tier them up, make them a higher tier over time, level them up, and look how complex some of these recipes are. But the producers are going to be absolutely amazing very soon. I'm going to tier up the white producers, and eventually in a few episodes you're going to see it's going to be an absolute game changer. Very exciting. So ore lumps, that's what I was talking about. You take dust of lower tier, and then you make higher tier dust, and this way you can artificially get ore that you shouldn't have access to. I hope I explained it properly. If you have questions, you can of course ask them in comments, or once again I could point you to either Discord or a guide, or maybe I'll be able to answer. So now I was clear enough in my explanation. If you're new to the game, of course, a lot of you are very advanced anyways. So that's just me making more beacons. Power, I'm pointing to it. I'm very intimidated by this building as well. We won't see it for a little bit. There's a few episodes first, but soon I want to do the power plant. So that's it. It was a bit complicated to make this time. I hope it didn't show too much. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you want to support this channel, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss future videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.